Hi guys, I'm Crystal with Crystal Clear Photography. I'm a brand photographer, strategist, content creator, and flat lay photography lover. I'm coming to you here on my first vlog. I have spent the last few months restructuring a few fun things within my company, and one of those new things is doing a vlog. I know as a mom and a boss, I'm super busy, so I'm sure that you are too. So sometimes being able to click a video, listen to someone talk about the content and the things that I need to hear to better do things in my business is easier than trying to read a really long email. So here I am. Wanted to come to you today and talk to you a little bit about how to tackle being overwhelmed. It's one of the things that I've come to understand more and more, especially having two kiddos, running around, dealing with bills, business, clients, and all kinds of other things that are going on. So I wanted to talk to you how you can tackle being overwhelmed, more than just the basics. It's a real practice and how to kind of structure yourself and how to kind of bring things back to a good reality. So that being said, one of the first things that I always do is a brain dump, because how many times have you probably sat there at 9 or 10 o'clock at night getting ready to go to bed and you realize that you kind of can't go to bed, and maybe it's because you have so many things on your mind and you're feeling overwhelmed because you know that you've got to schedule content, but you also have to make your kids lunch, get them to school, but then you also have maybe a client shoot, or you need to ship out a bunch of products the next day, things like that kind of come up in your business that clutter our brains and keep us from getting a good night's sleep and being able to function. So what I do is I do a brain dump, and I have just like a journal here on my desk, and I keep this with me so that I can just stop for a second, write down all the things that are on my mind at that moment so that I can tackle those the next day when I'm ready to work. But it helps me kind of offload all the things that are dragging me down and keeping my brain busy and occupied so that I can actually relax and enjoy time in the evening. A few other things that I do, you kind of think about the top things that you want to do on a daily basis. So we can have tons and tons of tasks. I have tons of systems and things to organize me. I have tons of lists, whether it's lists for ideas for marketing, lists for ideas for other blogs and things that would be interesting to you. But at the end of the day, there are 5 things that you probably need to do to keep your business running, keep your income coming in, which is extremely important. And those things that are kind of like the tidy up items. So I always pick 5 top things that I'm going to focus in on that day. Whether that day happens to be my day to do marketing and I'm focused on the top 5 marketing things that I need to do, whether it's scheduling emails, scheduling out that week's post on Planoly for Instagram, setting up my Pinterest posts, things like that I go through and pick. So I pick those top 5 things. It really helps keep me focused. And it keeps me from being a little more overwhelmed. So if little things pop up, like your kiddo is sick, they wake up from their nap unexpectedly, all those crazy things that can kind of pop up out of nowhere, you have an opportunity to stop and refocus yourself on just those 5 things to get done. Hey, and sometimes that doesn't even happen, and that's okay as well. So a few other things that you could do is work on trying to schedule the rest of your calendar out. So I know it's kind of a little bit maybe easier said than done, but just taking it just even a week at a time. Take 5 days, pick 5 priorities for each day. I batch my content, so I pick that Mondays are going to be my marketing day. What videos can I film? What posts and stuff can I schedule out for the week? What kind of events and things do I have coming up that I might want to let people know about? So I take 5 days. I start on Monday morning and I say, okay, here's what I'm going to do throughout the week. Here are going to be my 5 top priorities for each day: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I try my best to get to everything, keeping in mind that sometimes things are going to get a little bit interrupted, but at least I have some focus, keeps me from feeling overwhelmed, and puts everything down on paper and kind of gets it out of your head, so it's not something that you're constantly stressing about all day. A few of the other things is kind of taking larger projects and breaking them down into smaller chunks. This is where planning ahead is really going to help you, because you can stop and break everything down. If I know I have an upcoming workshop, like next week, I have my flat lay workshop for Phoenix Design Week. So that being said, I started 6 weeks ago planning things out in bite-sized chunks. What kind of stations did I want to have? What type of flat lay setups did I want to have for people to practice and play with? Did I set up emails to remind them of things that they can bring and what they're going to be learning, making sure that they have the address? Did I set up to do some posts on social media? So like each week I broke it down and focused on something different to work up to that workshop, so that when it came to this week, I wasn't sitting there going, oh my God, I've got a workshop in a week and I've done absolutely nothing for it. So again, that's kind of why planning things out ahead of time helps you a lot, because then you can backtrack. It also reduces the amount of overwhelm that you're going to have. And then one other tip that I have as well is setting boundaries. I have strict boundaries now. I used to not. I always felt like I'm home, I should be working. My computer's right over there, so I should totally go get it and be, doing some stuff or doing my marketing or catching up on things that I didn't do during the week. And I stopped doing that because it also led to overwhelm, because then I constantly felt like there were all these tasks and all these things that I had to do, and it was super stressful. So I set boundaries for myself, and I started setting hard boundaries that I wasn't going to sit on my laptop all weekend long, that I wasn't going to be doing shoots on weekends any longer because I have my kiddos. So maybe I'll schedule one here or there, or have one weekend a month that I can do things like that. But just kind of stopping and setting that structure and that boundary and knowing that it's okay to like turn it off is going to help reduce your overwhelm also. And it's something that, like, again, I struggled with it, and am just now kind of getting to a point, even with myself, that I'm starting to feel better about having the boundaries and feeling okay with emailing somebody back on my phone and saying, hey, you know what, I'd be happy to get you a quote, but I'll get that to you on Monday because right now I'm spending a little bit of time with my family. And people actually really respect your boundaries. So once you set those things and you stick to them yourself, people will respect you more because you're respecting your own time and your own space. So that being said, the last thing that I am practicing to reduce overwhelm is just learning to say no. It's super, super hard, I think, especially when you may be having a slow month and you don't have as many clients, or you don't have as many orders, or as many things going on in your business, and it's kind of stressful, and maybe someone reaches out to you and wants to work with you, or is asking, for you to spend some time on an event or bring free product and things like that, and you may not be ready to make that investment, and that's totally okay. It's okay to say no. That is a full sentence. So if someone's not the right fit for you, if the client and you aren't seeing eye to eye on the vision for their marketing, their branding, whatever event that they're trying to set up and have you be a part of, it's okay to say no, or maybe not right now, because maybe right now it's not the right fit for your business, but maybe in 6 months it would be. So focus on the things that are going to keep you profitable in your business, and it's okay to say no to the things that might be too time consuming or taking away from the things that are your core values and the reason why you started your business. So just a quick recap. Make sure to do a brain dump each day. Get it all off your mind. Go to sleep not having to think about it. Focus on 5 things. Start off with just planning a week ahead, especially if you're not a very good planner, so you don't overwhelm yourself. And then don't take bigger projects and break those bigger projects down into smaller chunks. So if you have a event that you're planning to be at, and maybe you're having a setup and a table and your product and all these other things that you're offering, maybe start with that as the end result and back up and say, what is one thing I could do each week to get me more and more prepared, and let my audience know marketing wise what's going on with this event that's coming up, and how can I kind of plan that out. And then also don't forget to set boundaries for yourself. Again, it's totally okay. The more you start respecting your own boundaries, the more people are going to respect you and your boundaries as well, and they're going to be okay with that. Business will wait. And then lastly, make sure to say no. Say no to something. It will be like eye-opening as soon as you pick one thing to just be like, nope, that does not work for me, and that's okay. So again, thanks so much for joining me on my first vlog. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. These are tips and things that I'm constantly practicing. And again, as a mom and a business owner, I totally understand that not everything's perfect all the time. These are just guidelines to help you like they've helped me. So if you have questions, comments, maybe anything that I could help you with, please feel free to leave me a note. I respond to all the comments that I get. Or you can even shoot me an email at info@crystalclairphotographyaz.com. Thanks again.